Hey Rad Reelers, JC here with Rad Reeling Fishing. There are specific things that need to be done in order to catch a trophy fish, right? In this video, we're going to take an older video where I caught a 38-inch snook. We're going to analyze that, you guys, from the type of hook, the line, the rod, getting the fish bite while I'm fighting the fish. I'm going to be showing you guys all the different things that I did deliberately in this video to catch this big fish. Oh yeah, there is a method, you guys. There's a method to the madness. There's a method to catching big fish. And hopefully some of the tips that I share in here will help you be more successful at catching a big fish. So we're gonna get to it, you guys, right after this.
Rad Reeling.
Ooh, baby. All right, I came down here with pinfish and the mullet are here,
big
guys.
mullet.
Check out that bait. I think I got two of them. One of them, I got one perfect size bait. Let's get this guy on the hook. Not believe I got the bait that I.
All right, right here. I want you to notice something. I'm using a big hook, all right? That is one of the keys to catching big fish. When you're fishing with really big baits, you have to have a hook that's large enough to go with the bait, right? And also a hook that's going to be big enough to hook into these big fish. So that is a 5/0 J hook. Now, I'm not a big fan of using circle hooks when I'm fishing for really big snook, and I'm going to show you the reason why.
Actually wanted. This is what we need for one of them big old snooks. Hook this guy right in the top of the lip. Come on through. Come on through. There we go. Nice, baby. Let's get a big.
I want you to look at that hook right there. See how far the hook isn't sticking out of that mullet. That mullet has got such a thick roof of the mouth all the way up to the top of his head that hardly any of that hook is sticking out. Now, somebody made a comment a while ago in the video. They were surprised that I wasn't using a wider gapped hook. Well, here's the thing. With a J hook, I like to set the hook hard, right? So when you set the hook hard, it's gonna tear that hook right out of the mullet and it's gonna land right inside of that snook's mouth. This is why I hate using circle hooks, because the roof of that mullet's mouth is so thick that there's not a lot of the circle hook sticking out. With a circle hook, you don't set the hook, you're just supposed to reel. So you're not getting any force for that hook to come ripping out of that big bait that you're using and burying into the fish. So what happens is, whenever you just reel, you've got the bait on there and you've got just a little bit of that hook exposed. And so with the bait and that hook, you just don't get a lot of penetration with a circle hook because that bait is still attached on there. Yeah, all right. Let's get on with it.
And that's the candy. Heck yeah. Getting the hit, getting the hit, getting it.
Okay, you notice here for the viewers, I put a counter in. I'm like, ooh, I got a bite. From that second, I started the counter, and you'll see it was about 20 seconds before I actually set the hook on the snook. I went fishing with Captain Todd, I don't know, about a couple months ago with one of his customers. We had some big mullet that we were using, and we went out to a spot known for big snook, and I had 2 hits on this big mullet. And the mistake I made was I tried to set the hook too soon, and both times I missed those fish. Oh, I was so disappointed. I was just kicking myself. So I put this counter in here so that you can see with a bigger base, you have to allow those fish to take the hook. Now you're going to see here that whenever I I got the hit, right? I immediately open up a bail on my spinning reel so that that fish can take out some line, and he's not going to feel the tip of my rod. He's not going to feel me at all, right? He's going to think he's got a bait naturally in his mouth.
Hit, getting hit, good hit. It's a good hit. Solid hit, guys.
See the line peeling off?
Solid hit.
See it?
Got it. The freak, he dropped it. There he is. Oh yeah, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Big fish, big fish.
All right, guys. I am fishing with a very heavy rod. It's a Penn Power Stick T-Bore, custom made this for me, right? I've got a 6,000 size reel, 50-pound test braid, 80-pound test leader, because I am fishing underneath a bridge that's got a bunch of pilings under there, and I'm fishing big baits for big fish, right? So I need to just like have something that is powerful enough to lock down on that fish and get him away from the structure. This is no place to be fishing with a little 4,000 size spinning reel with 15-pound test braid and 25-pound test monofilament leader. No, you're fishing big baits. You got to have big gear when you're fishing for big trophy fish like this around structures.
Big fish. Guys, I've been waiting for this hit. Oh,
you see right there? I grabbed the spool of the reel, okay? The fish was starting to make really, really hard runs, and I wanted to stop him because I knew there's so much structure up there. So I palmed the spool on the reel to stop him, but he ended up getting locked up in some structure.
Right. Oh, he's got me in the pilings. He got me in the pot. There he is.
So you see there, what I did is I opened up the bail, I slacked off, I kept my fingers on the line. I'm feeling to see if that fish is still on there. I let him have a little bit of slack, right? I wouldn't pull him back on it, and I could tell that he was still on there. I gave him just a moment to get off of the structure, and boom, I'm back on it again.
There he is. Oh man, that's the big.
Oh, and by the way, I learned that through trial and error, right? I mean, so many times I have hooked big fish and tried to horse them out of structure, and I get cut off on the barnacles that are on the pilings, or I get cut off in the oysters in the mangroves, or the barnacles in the mangroves. And I've learned that through trial and error. When you get a big fish and he gets wrapped up in structure like that, the best thing that you can do is just open your bail and just slack off, especially with snook, because what I've learned with snook is when you slack off, most of the time they just stop. They just stop. It's like the pressure's off of them, and they're like, okay, what's going on? And they stop. And as soon as you put the pressure back on them, they start fighting again.
Big one. That's the big one I've been waiting for right there. Yep. Come on out of there, big girl. Come on out of there, big girl.
Got a lockdown drag. I'm getting this fish out away from the structure.
All right. All right. There she is. There she is. There she is. Oh, baby. Oh, baby, she's 39.
All right, right there. I did it twice. I reached down and I loosened the drag on my reel. It is so important when you're fishing in a boat or you're fishing from the shore and you've got a fish and he is fishing this, he is fighting this hard, right? This fish is powerful and is getting very close to the area that I'm in. That is a very critical place where you want to loosen that drag. And the reason, if that fish makes a super hard run, three things are going to happen if you've got a tight drag. Number one, your line's going to break. Number two, your rod's going to break. Number three, the hook's going to bend out. And there's a fourth reason. Number four, that hook is just going to pull out of the fish, right? Okay, so I'm loosening my drag. When I get that fish up close to where I'm at, that fish is fighting hard, I loosen my drag, and you'll see here in the video, this fish starts ripping off some drag, and he's in open water. I've got him away from all the structure. There's no reason for me to have this lockdown pressure drag on him. Now I can wear the fish down, and we can reel this big girl in.
She's 38, 39 inches. That's a big one. That's a good one.
There she goes, running off some drag.
Man, she hammered that mullet. She hammered that mullet. Oh, that's a whopper. Guys, we got a good one here, man. She ain't done yet. There we go. That's it.
Boom, she's done. Okay, so if I had a second person with me there with a net, with a dip net, that second person could have went ahead and netted the snook a little bit sooner than this. I've worn this snook right down to where she's pretty much exhausted. Now in this video, I got the snook in the net, I brought it up, got it unhooked, put it back in the water to keep it revived, right? There was no reason for me to keep that snook out of the water for a long time. I've learned this, you guys, over just trial and error and my own videos of you guys giving me a hard time about fish handling, of watching other YouTubers and how they handle fish. And so I'm learning more and more with like each big fish catch, the importance of getting that fish back in the water. That big snook that I caught at Stuart, Florida, I didn't even measure that snook because I was so concerned about getting that fish back in the water. I did not want that fish to be exhausted. Several times, you guys, on this channel, I've had to spend like 20-25 minutes trying to revive a big fish because they're just totally exhausted and worn out from the fish fight. And yeah, I don't want to have to do that anymore with these big fish. I'm more concerned about getting these big fish back in the water than I am about measuring them. I mean, I said it in that video, it's like once you've caught as many big snook as I have caught, it's like, I'm not bragging, okay? It's just another big snook. Whether it's 36 inches or it's 42 inches, it's just another big snook. Now, if I catch one that's about 48 inches, you guys, yeah, you're going to see me definitely measuring that thing because it'll be a PB for sure. Anyway, so, all right, guys. Well, I hope you learned something from this analysis of this video. You don't want to be undergun. You got to have a big enough rod. You want to have a good, big, heavy, stout hook. And like I said, I prefer J hooks. Those circle hooks drive me nuts. Heavy line, heavy leader. When you're fishing around a lot of structure, you're fishing with lockdown drag so you can get them out of that structure. And you want to make sure that you give that fish plenty of time to eat the bait. And remember, you got to loosen that drag, man. When that fish gets up close to you and starts making those hard runs, there is so much pressure put on that line right there. That's when I've lost so many fish. I don't want to lose a fish. I'm loosening up that drag because it's going to run in the open water. And yeah, then I'm just working on wearing that fish down to the point of where it'll just come up and be tired, and we can handle that fish without the fish getting hurt and without me getting hurt as well. So anyway, you guys, thumbs up are appreciated. Everybody, get out there and go fishing, man. Life is fun. Live it. See ya.